Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rising World. I'm the Radio Man 03. It is awesome to have you along. I am doing some landscaping here, getting things kind of leveled out a little bit. I mean, it's going to wind up being, perfect all the way through here, more or less. But we can come back and add some imperfections in the ground later on down the road. We can. I thought I've never really done too much of the raking on camera because it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I know sometimes it can be a kind of a daunting task. And I just want you to know I've been on for 10 minutes and I cleared all this grass and I've leveled all of this land out. This is all bumpy and lumpy and everything else, and it hasn't taken long. You can see where I've been working. You've got the dirt showing. When you use the rake, it does take the grass away, like so. Like that, it'll take it away. But this has all been done in just, 10 minutes or so. So you hold down left click and the ground goes down. You hold right click and the ground comes up. And it doesn't take all that long. And once you get it set up like this, you can kind of walk along and see where you've missed some spots. I don't know how well it's going to come out on camera. But yeah, now the areas along the mountains, that's where you're going to run into your biggest problem. It's a little more difficult to get the dirt to spread over into the stone. A little bit. It wants to stop after a while. Like right here, I'm having a hard time getting it to come over this way because of the stone right here. But what we can do is we can either build something here and you won't even see this little valley right here, or excuse me, we can come back with stone and fill this in and make this mountain come out a little bit farther and meet up with the dirt. So no big deal, right? No big deal. What I'm trying to figure out right now is just how far I'm going to take this before I decide I've gone far enough. And, getting it over to where we're going to go with it before I decide to stick with the train and have it drop down a little bit. See right here, it's just having a little bit of trouble because of that dirt. If you ever see it not rising up like you want it to, pick a different spot. Right here, yeah, it's not going to go up anymore because we've got that stone right there. But we can come in here and we can do this just like so. It does not take long. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, so where are we going to go? Okay, so we've got this upper level right here. This kind of drops off, but I notice it doesn't really drop off too much until over there. So maybe what we'll do is just before the pool of water, the ground will drop down a little bit more. But until then, what we're going to do is we're going to keep coming up. I found it easier to stay on this direction and pull the soil to you up where you need it. We can just leave that tree right there for now. It's not going to cause us any problems, really. You can see it goes pretty fast. It's actually going a little bit slower now than it was earlier. I was really bringing up the ground. There we go, just like that. So boom, we got another chunk done already. It doesn't take long. I hear a chicken. I believe it's our chicken that's been here since we got here. Oh, there it is. There's our chicken. It's just walking over there. I'm gonna turn my headlamp off. It's so bright. It makes my eyes hurt. It's so bright. So yeah, this is the thrilling adventures I'm doing today right here. Is I'm leveling out ground. I was thinking to myself on my way home from work, this area really does require quite a bit of landscape work to it in order to be able to build a town throughout this little valley. Most of the time I like to go with just kind of how the land is sculpted naturally, but this had some pretty big bumps and grooves in it and stuff. So I thought, we better do a little something to it to bring it up. And then we'll work out what we're going to do along the mountain edges and stuff like that later on. Like right there, you can see I wasn't bringing up any more dirt. So you just have to move around a little bit. And you'll find an area that's ready to expand. And then you can carry that expansion with you as you go. Like so. Just like that. I love it when things work when you're actually recording. It's so nice. Yeah, we want to get this over here just a little bit further, I think. Maybe here be the cutoff right in this area here. And then today I also want to kind of mark out what kind of buildings we're going to put in here. Well, this drops down quite a bit, actually. Right over here is a big drop off. Remember, right click, raise the land, left click, lower the land. Easy peasy. You can see I've got quite a bit more done already just while I've been recording with you guys. I want to lay out where the town buildings are going to go. That's going to be today's episode. Kind of maybe a more of a talky episode. We're going to put a few blocks down to kind of mark things and get an idea as to what we're doing. Then I want to get feedback from you guys on what you think and what we need in town. I'm seeing a saloon, of course. We have to have a saloon. Perhaps a sheriff's office would be kind of cool to build. I've never done that before. Can I bring that down? I can. There we go. Let's put some dirt over the top of that to get that to work right. Sheriff's office, we need a saloon. Now, the saloon, I guess some people stayed in the saloon, but I think we would want sort of a hotel, right? In town, you want a hotel for people to stay in. We're going to need our house. Let's stop right there. We're going to stop right there, and then we're going to bring this down. We're going to kind of gradually slope this down to the pool's edge, and we'll slope this down, and we'll have something right in here, something over here. This little area right here is kind of neat, the way it's set up. We can come back in here. We can actually build something right back in here. I thought maybe the jail might look good back in here, and we could actually put part of the jail cell into the mountainside. Whew, I am super red on everything here. Let's get some water. Oh, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. And we wound up getting a few seedlings while doing the using the scythe in here. There we go. So, okay, so we come up this way. It's not really going to be... oh, man. Middle of town should be pretty smooth, right? It should be... I guess not. It should have some potholes and there'll be some wagon tracks and things like that in it. But for the most part, it should be pretty flat through here. The only other option is we take the ground and we lower it all the way down to this point right here. From here all the way back. We flatten all this out. Seems like an awful lot for what we're doing. You know, I just don't think that's going to be necessary. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and slope this down nice and gradual like, and we'll have shops on this side, and we'll do something. Maybe we won't do anything on this side. We really don't have room for it on both sides of this area here, but maybe the jail right there and a little something right here would be good. And then that's going to be the exit over here. This is the exit out of here to where the farmlands are going to go. Speaking of the farmlands, let's do let's plop down a little something to get a few things growing, because I am going to be running low on food eventually, and I don't want to run back to the house to get all that stuff because we work so hard on that, and I want to leave it the way it is. It's established, you know. What is this, tomato seedling? I've got a lettuce, and I've got 3 watermelons, and I've got a little bit of meat too. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But let's go outside here. We'll figure something out where we want to put that stuff. But yeah, we're going to do a little staircase off of there. Just a short one right there. And that takes care of that. And I think I want the... Here's where I'm having a hard time figuring out. Do I want the livery stable and the blacksmith down on this corner? Because I feel like we're going to go through the hill here and come out on that prairie that's on the outside of that. So there's a passageway through here. I don't know if we're going to go up and over as opposed to through. Some of you want to see me go through it. And it's quite a range of mountains between here and where the prairie is. If you look at the map, we actually have to go, we would have to go all the way through here, all the way through that. It's quite a bit. I mean, we could do a pass through here. That could be kind of interesting. Work out some kind of a pass. And then the other thing we want to do is we want to come out this side down here past this little water hole right through here, and then we want to do farmland and stuff out in this area here. At least that's the idea we've been working with so far, and everyone seems to be pretty much on board with it. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot my coffee. Oh my God. This is the perfect opportunity for a coffee. Yeah. And then here, I think instead of going through the hill here, because it's not a very big hill, it's not very big at all, it's pretty small, I thought what we'd do is we would kind of dig down and curve it out and then have a pass come through here. Not like a tunnel, but just more of a pass. Oh, our birch trees are doing great. Just great. These guys will be popping up here pretty soon, too. Let's go ahead and put a little farmland right over here for now. There we go. Like that with the old hoe. Bingo. And we're good to go. Boom. We're just going to throw these down real fast. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm not going to worry about the grid or anything like that. Until we get, you know, more plants. Look at that straight line. Holy moly. And a couple of tomatoes. And we have, I think this is like a lettuce. There we go. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, that'll get us going with a little bit of food. Any other crops laying around out here that I've not seen yet that we could grab? We don't have corn over here. We do not have corn. We do have cows, though, obviously. We've got some cows, which is a good thing. All right, let's go back up and over here. Let's go ahead and put the hoe in here for now. And that is good to go. So that shouldn't take long. A couple days, we should have some food growing out there, which would be just the right time. And yeah, we'll keep this down at this level, and we will build upwards a little bit. Not stairs. I don't want to do stairs up to that. I just want a gradual slope of land. And eventually what we're going to do is we're going to come through the middle here, and we're going to make a kind of a gravel road through here. Just gravel all the way through here. And then we did talk about doing a pass through here. If I face this direction right here, which way do we go through the map? We kind of cut this direction here. This looks relatively mellow going through this direction as opposed to my right a little bit. You know, we're coming through here. Yeah, right through here. Looks like this is going to be the easiest path to go. I mean, that's what you do. You find the easiest path to go. Or what we could do even too, here in Arizona, there's old roads you can find that are up on the mountainside. These just carved out roads that have maybe some rock piled up alongside them, and that was the road that wagons took. And let me tell you, some of them are really precarious, right on the edge of mountains and stuff like that. So when we get to that point, we'll get to that point. I'm kind of hoping by the time we do get to there, horses will be here, and we'll have a horse to kind of ride along and test things out and say, okay, yeah, that feels good, or no, that doesn't feel good. How awesome would it be if wagons and carts eventually come too? That would be pretty awesome. Give me 1 second. I want to get my coffee. Welcome back. I was just thinking to myself, I think we talked about this back when we first spotted this little valley right here, is that we could. Now, western towns, there'll be 3-4 businesses in a row that are on sort of a wooden boardwalk, kind of like we did here with this little boardwalk right here. And then the business sits behind it, and then people would walk across that. That way you're not traipsing mud from the road into businesses and stuff. And it just kept you out of the muck while you were walking up and down through the businesses. That's a standalone business. That one right there is standalone. Nothing else attaches to it. We did talk about doing some businesses possibly on the hillside. Now, down here where we see the ground drop, I could level this out to be... do I have my rake anymore? I do still. Okay, we could level this out to this point right here. Okay, so we've got a gradual drop right here from here. Okay, boom, we drop down here. And let's see. The thing is I don't want them sitting up so high that it's kind of ridiculous as to how they're going to... how you'd get to them. So I just want to represent this a little bit for you guys so you can see it in your heads. I can see it as well because I'm going to need that. Let's bring this up. How genius. Just a rake. Just want to do a little piece here. Get this up a little bit here. How are we doing? That's good there. Okay, so this continues on to this point right here, and then we drop down again to this level right here. Okay, so we tear down like 3 times here to get down to where that water is. The thing is that I don't want businesses right up against that pool of water. The water is kind of a feature of the town. The reason the settlement was here in the beginning is because there was a water source. Let's say that's a spring that's underground, and it's just a constant water supply. What if the businesses start up at about this level of the torch and run along the edge of this mountain? So the storefronts are actually going to be up at this level here. And then the same on that side right there. They're up a little bit. So if you hitch your horse, I'm seeing like a staircase going up here. Not too far. I don't want to go too high up off the ground because then it's going to look kind of spindly and stuff. And I don't want to do that. Although there's a town in Arizona called Jerome where the backside of the business is hang off cliffs and the front is street level. It's really interesting. And they've been there for 100 years. Up like that, a staircase that would go up like that, and then you would have a boardwalk that goes across, and then you'd have 1, 2, 3 businesses here. Okay? 3 businesses. Say there's a general store, a bank, and a gun shop. Something like that. Okay? This side over here, where we don't have a whole lot of space, maybe nothing goes right in here. Maybe this becomes kind of a common area right here. The hotel should be one of the first things in town, depending on which direction you're coming in from. So maybe the hotel goes right along here, in this area. And then across the street from it, the saloon. You break out this way, you've got your farming area. Something like that. So we've got businesses here overlooking kind of a mountainside. You've got a hotel or saloon there. Hotel or saloon here. Sheriff's office. Right here. Tucked away in here. Kind of built across here. Come inside. Maybe it's at this level right here. Sheriff's office is level right here. Maybe instead of digging into the mountain, we do a basement thing down here where the jail cells are underground. Downstairs. That would keep anybody from tying ropes to the back windows and pulling down the walls like you see in the movies all the time. That would keep something like that from happening. So we've got that. I've got that idea in my head. I'm going to run this by you today, let the video play, and then get your guys' feedback because it's important. You guys are really important. You're my friends, and we've been working on all this together for so long that I would love it if I had your feedback. On this side down here, see, the thing about the livery is, and the blacksmith, is I want to have enough room to do kind of a stockyard. Some fencing. We'll get some cows put in there, maybe some goats and some sheep. Have a bit of a stockyard is what I'd like to have. Those yellow flowers may not make it down here. I was kind of hoping to hold on to them, but they may not survive what I'm doing here. Because the stockyard, if we started the blacksmithy and livery stable right here and brought it out to here, and it seems like it would fit pretty good across the mine, if we come out this direction with it, come out to say right about here. Do I have anything that can represent this? I do. I've got a few blocks on me. Okay, so let's say, and this is our grid right here. We're going to start going with the grid with the rest of the builds because I tell you what, that mine was a challenge. Let's say we start right here with this. Okay, so that's that, and then we've got the rest of this is kind of the road through town right here. Okay, and then we'll cut this back in. That might even be too far out as it is right there. Yeah, that might be a little. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. I've laid all of those incorrectly. Let's just do that right there, and we'll put one right up there. Okay, so this is the blacksmith, and then we would have enough room for a small stockyard right through here. Just through here. And maybe it would loop down and cut into the mountainside right here. So This would all be sort of stockyard for animals to be in. And then you've got your livery with a couple of stalls for, horses that come into town. And then you've got your blacksmithy attached to that over here. Something like that. Next thing people are going to want, okay, so just like the grocery store, how you walk through the front door, you need a gallon of milk, but you got to go all the way to the back of the store. The reason they do that is so you have to walk past all kinds of stuff. You never know what might catch your eye, and instead of just getting a gallon of milk, pretty soon you've got $50 worth of stuff in your cart. So we put the saloon and the hotel down there, so whoever rides into town this way, where can I stay? You got to go to the other side of town. Meanwhile, they got to pass all the other businesses in town to see what there is in town. So we talked about the jail here, the sheriff here. And then what's going to go right here? What's going to go right there? Let's take a slumber here so we can have the sun come back up. Or it'll storm, one of the two. You never know. You never know. I've had a couple of nice days of weather, so I think I'm due probably some rain. Now, I would say maybe a brothel, but we can include that in with the saloon. So maybe not that, but what would go right there? Our house could go there. Or what we could do is we could take whatever's going to be the farm and make that our house outside on the edge of town. There's that option too. And keep in mind, if we wanted to, and if this continues on, there's always this great support that you guys have been given so far. I mean, you could even do a second row of district buildings up on a second level too, with pathways that lead up and go across the front of the businesses. There's always that possibility. That mountain looks fantastic in the background. Just great. I love the way this area looks. It's really nice. Suggestions for names too. Yeah, we've got these pine trees right here. 2 pines, 1 pine. I was thinking Lonesome Pines for the name of the town, Lonesome Pines. And we'll just put a couple of pine trees someplace and we'll call it Lonesome Pines. I thought that sounded kind of neat. But you see, we've got a lot of space and a lot of work. But it could be really cool down through here. I mean, once we get, if we manage to finish the whole thing, which I would love to be able to do, I mean, this could be quite a thing all the way through here. Quite a thing. What I'm wondering right now is what do we put across from the mine next to the blacksmith and livery stable? What goes right in here? You know what we could do? We could move this down. Put the livery stable blacksmith here directly across from the mine and then fence this off, and we would have plenty of room for a stockyard without having to go back in there. And you come into town, and if you drive your herd through town, you could just drive them right into there, and then you got your blacksmith and livery stable right here. We could do that. I'm just trying to think if there's any other businesses. We need, did I say grocery? Yeah, I did. I said kind of a mercantile bank, and a gun shop on the right-hand side of town, right through here. Zoop. We got our hotel or saloon, one on each side there. Farming's out there. We're not going to think about that right now. We've got the jail right here. We've got a common area right over here. And then we've got the livery stable and the blacksmith down here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 different structures to make up the inner workings of our little town, Lonesome Pines, if you guys like that. Yeah, the weather's going to get nasty. Here comes the rain. Here comes the storm. Before we get started on all this stuff, though, I need to get some supplies going. I got to kind of wait for the birch trees to finish growing so I can cut them all down. And I need to go down in the mine itself now that we've got all set up and do some digging. Lots and lots of digging and get a bunch of stone going because, yeah, it's just, we need it. We don't have anything at all right now in this area. So, yeah, I've got to come in here and, get busy doing some digging. Gold Dragon said, let's go to F3 real quick and get our, if we go south, there is a potential dungeon down south. So I think if we start digging this way, which is what I want to do, We might run into a cave system or something down here. That could be kind of interesting. No guarantee, but it would be nice if we did. I tend to run into cave systems when I'd start digging the mine. So, but I need to fill like a double chest up with stone. That's what I would, a big chest with stone. I would feel good about that. Letting the birch trees continue their growth cycle and get that finished up and have that all taken care of. And then we'll move forward. I think what I'd like to tackle next is the blacksmith and the just kind of the small stockyard right here. I think that would give us a good representation and kind of a good palette to build off of, and then we can just continue on moving down into the city. This land is kind of ready for us already, where this down here, I feel like I need a little more time to think about it and get ready to tackle something like this that's going to have a boardwalk and then all that other stuff going on above it. But it's not that it's not doable. It's most definitely doable. We can do it. We can do whatever we want. It's Rising World. The land is our oyster, and we can do whatever we want with it. So that's going to wrap it up. I just need to get feedback from you guys, just kind of kicking ideas around. I'm sure you've got some ideas too. You always do. They're always great ideas. So, put them in the comments. And before this week is over, we'll do another episode, and we'll get started on the livery stable. Okay, we'll get started on this and the blacksmithy and then the stockyard. And we'll get this. I think I do. I want the stockyard to start here with the fencing, come down with the building right here. I think that's going to work best right down here. It should look really nice in this area. And then we probably would want to do another set of fencing right here. Maybe nothing's behind it, but just to keep, anything from running over here and getting into the mine area. You wouldn't want cattle being driven into this area right here. So, those are my ideas for, let me know if you like it, Lonesome Pines. Let me know. All right? If you enjoyed the episode, talkie. Hit that like button for me, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm the Radio Man 03. Have an awesome, fantastic, and a superb day, and I look forward to talking to you again next time.